Are we back? I think we're back. I think we're okay. We'll wait for you guys to pop in. Jesus, I don't know what happened. YouTube just popped up and was like, stream over. It's like, oh, well, shit. That was weird. Anyway, I said that looked way better. That's what I said. Like a horror game set on an oil rig? Still wakes the deep. Secret mode sumo digital? The Chinese room? Interesting. Anyway, thanks guys for sticking with me. That was confusing. I'm not sure what happened, but the stream just died out of nowhere. Oh, this is trippy. What, like, when did it drop out? Did it drop out in the middle of this Starfield thing? Or at the end? I thought it was right at the end, but maybe it wasn't. Oh!
I'm very excited
Our king!
to be returning as Johnny Silverhand.
Me too!
In the upcoming expansion for Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty.
Almost forgot this was going to be
This
here.
new adventure reunites Johnny and V on a dangerous spy mission and introduces Idris Elba as Secret Agent Solomon Reed. It's really amazing to share the screen with you, Idris. It's cool to be a part of this game with you, man. As a player, you'll get to visit Dogtown, an unexplored part of Night City, and rescue the President of the new United States of America. Expect a massive expansion, twists, secrets, and plenty of stuff to do. I know the team at CD Projekt Red just keeps raising the bar when it comes to telling cinematic stories in video games. And I really can't wait for you to play it on Xbox Series X and S. But enough talking. I'm guessing you want to see for yourself. And so it is my honor and pleasure to give you and introduce the official trailer for Phantom Liberty. Check it out.
then just turn and run off the screen. PC
There's
footage
gotta
with
be a
Series
way out
X
of
quality
this.
mode settings. Okay.
Johnny, I'm dying. There's nothing can stop that.
V. My name is Songbird. I'm an NUS intelligence analyst. I know about the bomb ticking in your head. And I can save your life.
What's the catch?
I need you to get to Dogtown.
Attention all Dogtown residents. The President managed to crash your Space Force One into our humble district.
Man's got 1,001 reasons to want Myers as a hostage. Sleeper agents. Time to wake them up.
So NUSA's tossing us back into the fray, huh?
Stay sharp. We're in the wolf's den now.
Get Myers out of there.
Time to evac.
Her safety is the top priority.
Shit! They catch us out here, we're dead.
Wait, hear that?
God almighty! It's moving! Run! This way! Quick!
Someone read
ratted us out.
You know, V, treason ain't ever black and white.
It's a charade, V.
Wherever she goes, people get hurt. Bodies drop.
Just want what Songbird promised me. The cure.
Situation's changed. Need to know if you're with me.
Illusion of freedom draws in the desperate. Pick your truth, V.
Come on, got iron in your hand. Gotta put it to someone's head. Pull the trigger.
If I don't do anything, and do it soon, I'll die.
Okay. Okay. Oh, is this City Skylines 2? No. Oh, wait, that font. Maybe. City Skylines 2? Maybe? No PS5? No, it's coming to PS5. But just like at all of those PlayStation showcases when they say coming to PlayStation on September, whatever. That's their way of trying to subtly hint that you can only get it on that platform, but you can get it on others. It's just how this goes. Is nothing without you. Dude, I love these games so much. I don't know what it is. They just scratch some primal itch. Weather. Looks like bigger maps too. Yeah, baby. Coming October. Dude, I'm gonna get nothing done for the rest of the year. Jesus. These are the games I never bother with. These are the games I play while I'm like watching a show or a movie or something. It's like my feel-good game. You just slightly turn your brain off, you know? Diablo 4 has done that for me too. That's been my most recent one. Studio Zero.
僕を覚えてるか？
国民の信託を最も集めし者が次なる王となる資格を得るものとする。
陛下のお命が奪われるなど。
汝定めを課せられし子よ、憂いを抱える旅人よ。
こいつが俺の凱旋者だ。
果たして誰が次の王か。
己自身に命じなさい。内なる英雄の姿に変われと。
真の王を志すならば打ち勝ってみせよ。
僕のいる世界の出来事は君にとっては絵空事。
まさか人間？
この国は今有史以来の危機にさらされている。どうやら面白い力を手にしたようだ。
主君に捧げると決めた覚悟そのものだ。
これこそ人間の真実だ。
道は二つに一つ。
またあったね。やはり君は興味深い。
今こそあんた自身がそうなる前よ。
正義かどうかじゃない。
誰もが恐れと不安に負けそうで。
理想を貫け。
何が正しいのかわからない。
全ての始まりはあなたの持つ小説。
幻想はただの絵空事なんかじゃない。
Nani? Well, there you go. I also am not sure what just happened, but okay.
Premiere.
Xbox Game Studios. Banner Saga. Ooh.
Humanity's cities have fallen. Our people's only means of survival is to seek sanctuary here, in the Belfry. You must explore this world to find the origins of this evil. And bring hope back to our people. Together, you can save humanity.
Towerborn. Not my typical cup of tea, but looks good. Have there been any Amuamuas? Amuamua.
World premiere.
World premiere.
Boy.
In Exile? In-game and cinematics.
This city is a miracle of progress.
Dude.
A finely tuned, delicately balanced machine.
Bro. The red carpet. Very nice.
But it only takes one rebellious little gear to ruin everything. If you resist my rule, if you alter our past, if you threaten what I have built, there is nowhere in space
I don't
or
remember
time
Judas having like a time
where
mechanic,
I
did
will
it?
not destroy you.
Badass.
Oh no. What did I do?
Any last words before my friend puts one in your scalp?
Clockwork. Bro, that looked good. Coming in due time. That was good.
Thank you all for joining us.
Hi, Phil.
Today is a special day for me and the team.
Yeah, Philip.
I'm excited to see 11 games showcased from our first-party studios. We opened with Fable from Playground Games, which will bring the franchise into the modern era while staying true to its British style and humor. Compulsion and In Exile shared their first original experiences since joining Xbox with South of Midnight and Clockwork Revolution. And we are thrilled at how Avowed is shaping up for release next year from the RPG masters at Obsidian. In addition to Avowed, our studios will deliver Hellblade 2, an all-new Microsoft Flight Simulator, Towerborn, and more in 2024. Later this month, players can look forward to Elder Scrolls Online Necrom and Sea of Thieves Monkey Island. As we look to holiday, we will launch Starfield and Forza Motorsport, both built for Xbox Series X, S, and PC. We are also honored to share 14 games today from our creative partners, like Star Wars Outlaws from Ubisoft Massive in collaboration with Lucasfilm Games, 33 Immortals from Thunder Lotus, Kunitsu Gami, Path of the Goddess from Capcom, and more Persona games coming to Game Pass thanks to our continued partnership with Sega Atlas. I'd also like to congratulate the Studio Zero team on Metaphor ReFantazio. It's great to be able to premiere what is next from the creators of Persona here in our showcase. We are focused on putting our players and game creators first in everything we do. No matter if you choose to play on Xbox, PC, or over the cloud, all gamers are welcome here at Xbox. When it comes to our consoles, we have heard your feedback on two fronts. First, we have significantly increased our supply of Xbox Series X, making it easier for fans to find globally. Second, we know you've wanted more storage with Xbox Series S, and I'm excited to share we have some news there as well.
A new console? Oh, a black version with more storage? Still at $299? $349, only $50 more. That actually is okay. I'm okay with that. That's not bad.
And now for the one more thing you've all been waiting for. Prepare for the most comprehensive deep dive we've ever done for the biggest game we've ever built. So sit tight and enjoy Starfield Direct.
Everybody buckle up. Buckle up. Praise be to Todd. Oh, wait. Sorry. Todd be with you. And also with you. Todd be with you. And also with you. That's what we do. Okay. Praise Todd Howard. Praise God Howard. And also with you. Don't drop the stream this time. Look, yeah, I'm holding on for dear life, dude.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to Bethesda Game Studios. You know, we've been so lucky over the decades to make the kind of games that we love here. And that's thanks to all of you, from the Elder Scrolls to Fallout. We love creating these worlds and playing in them just as much as you do. And throughout all that time, we'd often talk about and dream up the space game. What if we could take that feeling of being who you want to be and exploring a new world, but set it in space, where you weren't really limited in where you could go or what you could do? And that is Starfield. Obviously, we've come a long way since then with the games we've built, our technology, and all of us here in the studio. We've done so much together, but, well, we've never tried to make a game like this. Today, you'll get to hear from many on the team and see so much of what we think makes our game special. So let's jump in and take a look.
Flexing the watch. I don't blame him. That's like a $10,000 watch.
It's our first new universe in over 25 years, but it's still a Bethesda RPG through and through, where you step into a new world and you get that feeling of unlimited possibilities. But this time, it's not just one world. It's over 1,000 worlds. Because the choice of where to go, it's not ours, it's yours. And it wasn't until now that we had the technology to create it. From the rocks at your feet to the mountains in the distance, to the people and creatures that live in these worlds. That isn't just a backdrop. That moon is actually there orbiting the planet. Yes, you can visit it too. We realistically simulate the galaxy around you. Our next generation lighting model uses real-time global illumination to light the world based on the type of star and the makeup of the planet's atmosphere. We also have an all-new animation system.
Does it
and
have?
Of course, you can play it in third person, and you can play it in first person. We love exploration and rewarding it, but you do explore differently in this game given its scale. That usually involves exploring an area you've landed in. You can collect resources, do a mission, and maybe even stumble upon something unexpected.
Lol.
We do love stuff and all of the items allowing you to pick everything up, and you can view all that in your data menu. This is the hub for everything you're doing, from your skills to your ship, your missions, and your inventory. We love to pack a ton of detail in every object, from all of your weapons to spacesuits to food. We just obsess over the details, and food. We obsess over food. When you're done exploring, you can walk back or fast travel to your ship. We have companions and crew you can take with you. I left Vasco here back at my ship.
Can you fly through the planet, or do you have to?
He can even say your name.
Can I fly anywhere?
Our mission was to convey the wonder and majesty of space exploration, to evoke the romance of the golden age of early spaceflight. And we've been referring to this approach as NASA Punk. This means a design language where the tech is advanced, yet still looks grounded and relatable.
For us, it's that contrast. That's where the visual interest is. Obviously, the NASA, which is the rigid, hard.
There's got to be flight on the planet. There has to be.
Punk, which is all about style.
There's no way.
You can see that visual style coming through in your ship. Your ship is your home for you and your crew. And like many of the spaces in our game, it has a slightly retro and analog touch, a bit of lo-fi rather than sci-fi, where everything is well used, worn, and lived in.
Alrighty, what's the plan, Captain?
This is your star map. It starts with the planet you're currently on. You can see all of its info and resources. You can choose a landing spot
target.
Or fast travel to known locations.
I don't think there's free flight.
Backing out further, you can view all the planets in the system. Obviously, the game is big, and it's here you can see planets that have key locations, missions, or life on them, versus the many planets that are barren but resource-heavy. Zoom out even further to see all the systems in this part of the galaxy. Here, you can plot a course to ones that are light years away. This uses your ship's grav drive to fold space and jump to these systems. And you will need to upgrade your ship and skills if you want to jump to the most distant ones. But for now, we'll plot a course to the Alpha Centauri system, where we can find the city of New Atlantis.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. You are cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
Bro, if there's no free flight at all, that's amazing. Unless you're in space.
As soon as you land in a city like New Atlantis, your eyes are guided upwards to just these boundless, vast buildings.
It's the biggest city we've ever made, not just in size, but also in the amount of custom art, crowds, and quests.
So the main focus when we're designing a city is obviously what supports the story. We try and tell as many small stories as possible.
This is a Colony War memorial.
It's a few moments of gameplay that make the space feel like it's full of real characters that are going about their day-to-day lives.
It's paralyzing if you really stop and think about it.
Buddy, it's coffee. It's also where your adventure with Constellation begins.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
By the time you meet them, Constellation is sort of seen as this mythical group. Most people don't even know they exist anymore. They're the last true explorers in the galaxy, and they're trying to find the answers to some of humanity's biggest questions.
The artifacts are so different, so alien, and I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to you. The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
Oh my god. Look at how it's coming together.
That means there's a set built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
It's definitely an eclectic cast of characters. You've got Sarah Morgan, the ex-soldier and adventurer, now Constellation's leader. Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there. Noel, the gifted scientist and Sarah Morgan's protege. And Walter, a very successful businessman in the settled systems and Constellation's financier.
Anything goes as long as you have the money.
There's also Vlad, the ex-pirate, Sam Coe, the former space cowboy, and Barrett.
You know what I hate about these pirates? Completely resistant to my otherwise irresistible charm.
The journey you take with Constellation is just the first of many you'll embark on. The Settled Systems is home to all kinds of different stories, people, and adventures for you to uncover.
The United Colonies is where you'll find New Atlantis, the first major human settlement in space. The people who live here value law, discipline, and the legacy of humanity. They consider themselves the true children of Earth.
You ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, even get your UC citizenship?
New Atlantis isn't the only city within the United Colonies. The city of Cydonia on Mars to this day serves as the largest mining facility for the United Colonies. Beyond the United Colonies' reach, you might find yourself in a much more wild and independent coalition of star systems. This is Freestar Collective Space. The capital of the Freestar Collective is Aquila City.
The Stone Root Inn is an Aquila City fixture.
A ranger relies on judgment and intuition to do what's best for the people.
Neon started out as a fishing platform, but is now known throughout the settled systems as a pleasure city where almost anything goes.
Nice.
If you've got morality issues, this definitely isn't the job for you.
Thank you, Lord Kev.
Ryujin is hiring the best and brightest of today for our future tomorrow.
Everyone has been chewed up and ground up by Neon. Try not to get yourself killed, all right?
Outside the bounds of civilized space, there are still plenty of unclaimed systems to explore, but these areas are also home to the most hostile factions in the galaxy.
The great serpent hungers. All heathens shall be made dust in time.
A new face. This is the face of a brave runner here to challenge the Red Mile.
They think the galaxy is theirs. They are wrong. It belongs to the Crimson Fleet. It always has.
In Starfield, we're pushing our cities and settlements further than we ever have before. It's all there, waiting for you. A slice of humanity's future.
So, ready to get out there?
Throughout the galaxy, there are so many things to see and stories to experience. But the most important story is the one that you tell. I'm the type of person who spends hours in character creation, and I think people are going to be really excited when they see all of the improvements we've made.
One of the biggest overhauls was done through our character generation system.
We scanned a wide range of faces from different age groups and ethnicities, and by mixing and matching all that data, we were able to create highly detailed and diverse characters.
We use that exact system to create all of the characters and NPCs you're going to see in the game. So any character you see almost always is a character you could make yourself.
Hey, come on, come on. Okay, take it easy.
That's why they all look vaguely related.
No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out.
You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors? Ring any bells?
Any of this look familiar?
You start your character creation journey as though you're cycling through employee records. You'll pick from a lineup of 40 presets, and that'll be your starting point. Your journey from there can be as detailed or as quick as you want it to be. This new system has more to offer than ever before.
It's also the simplest character generation system we've ever had. We let the player get as close as possible to make whatever they want. With the various facial morphs you can blend together, the dermesthetic and makeup, blemishes, scars, piercings, teeth settings, it's a lot, but I think it's the most fun to use.
Character creation is more than just how you look. This is also where you start to decide who you want to be. That's where backgrounds come in. Backgrounds give you a bit of backstory and start you out with 3 basic skills.
From chef to Dusty. You know, the crew still has a betting pool about which restaurant critic you must have crossed to wind up here.
What's great about backgrounds is you never know when yours is going to come in handy. You could be in the middle of a fancy restaurant talking to some guy, and suddenly you learn he needs a beast hunter to help track down a monster.
Fine. I probably should stick to professionals anyway, given what happened the last time.
We're also giving you the option to customize your build even further by letting you pick up to 3 traits. Traits are completely optional, and they come with their own advantages and disadvantages. You could choose to meet your biggest fan.
By Vectera, by Vectera! Is it really, really you?
He'll join your crew, and he'll give you gifts, if you're willing to put up with his constant commentary.
I can't believe I get to stand near you, breathing the same air. I've got to have every molecule.
My favorite trait is kid stuff. You have to pay some credits to support your parents, but they're very sweet,
funny.
and it's really fun to go visit them.
Honey, we got ourselves a visitor.
Oh my God!
I came across some hostile zealots in space, but because I had chosen a trait that made me the same religion as them, I was able to get by without any issues.
There's another great one that gives you a damage buff when your health is low, but mercenaries will randomly show up and try to kill you. No matter what you choose, there will be plenty of ways for you to tell your story. And if you want to remove a trait, there are ways to do that too.
What a view! It's a feast for the eyes. Off we go to another adventure.
We'll let you discover that on your own.
Once you've built the perfect character, that's when your journey can really begin. We took what we loved about skills and perks from our previous games and put them together to create an all-new skill system. Each time you level up, you get a skill point, which can be used to unlock or rank up skills. Ranks are unlocked by completing challenges associated with that skill. Challenges become increasingly difficult as you work your way to higher ranks. With our 5 different skill trees and 4 ranks per skill, there's a lot to choose from.
I like the xenosociology skill because it lets you mind control aliens.
Boost pack out of the gate. I'm boost packing everywhere.
I like maxing out my physical tree so I can get neuro strikes and just punch my way through combat. That one's a lot of fun.
Invest in the skills that suit your playstyle.
I'm very much a stealth player. So, I'm out there pickpocketing everyone. My favorite part about being stealthy is slowly creeping through vents like you're in a movie, and then jumping out and springing on people.
Whenever possible, I like to talk my way through situations.
This area's off limits. Fine, I'll issue you an access card.
I'm more of a run and gun player. I like doing the death from above thing where I boost pack over guys and I throw landmines at them. I like blowing stuff up.
Combat does look a lot better. I just am baffled if they don't have in-planet flight. That is such a huge L. I can't even tell you.
Key
Show
aspect
me.
of
Show me now.
all our games.
Show me.
In Starfield, there are
Call
full
me.
star systems with new life, resources, and adventures.
There is no way you cannot fly on the planet.
Our team worked hard to strike a balance between fun and realism. We studied data from NASA and a multitude of other sources to help us make the world feel believable. From the way we approached planetary atmospheres to the way we placed biomes based on the planet's distance from the sun.
Use the jetpack.
Once we had created a grounded world, we could start looking at all the things that make that world fun. When you leave a planet and head into space, you'll be navigating asteroid fields, having chance meetings with interesting strangers, dogfighting in space, and exploring derelict ships. It's all out there. Ultimately, it's about rewarding your curiosity, because whether it's on the surface of a planet, the alleys of a city, or the vastness of space, you never know what you'll find.
Space exploration is possible thanks to your ship. Your ship is almost like having another character or home you can make all your own. I think you'll be blown away by the amount of stuff you can do. You can buy a ship.
I'm sure you can find something you like.
Customize and upgrade that ship.
I'm actually really excited for
and
this.
Hire a crew
This
to
looks
keep
cool.
it up and running. And it all starts in spaceports. Every spaceport has a ship technician where you can purchase, sell, and modify ships.
Anything I can help you with?
Maybe you start off with a speedy fighter that's perfect for bounty hunting. Then you might round out your ship roster with a hulking space freighter to run cargo missions, or even do a little smuggling. For now, though, we're going to take our starting ship, the Frontier, and make some changes. You can customize and upgrade everything you see here, and you have two ways to do that. You can quickly upgrade individual systems like your weapons or shields, or you can deep dive and enter the shipbuilder mode. Here you can change anything from the systems to the look and layout. Adding a new habitat module can give you more room for crew. Adding cowling can change your ship's overall silhouette. An improved grav drive allows for longer distance space jumps. You can even fully customize your paint job to get the exact look you want. The parts you choose to build with don't just affect your ship's stats. They'll also affect what you can do inside your ship. You can have modules for crafting or for storing and displaying your weapons. Starfield's in-game ship manufacturers bring their own look and feel to every piece of your ship. From living quarters
this looks great.
to cargo holds, mess halls, and control rooms.
Now, can I fly it? Somewhere other than space.
Our modified Frontier is a practical ship, but with a little creativity, your ship can look like almost anything you want.
It's a bit odd, but one of my favorite
Flying
ways
penis.
of customizing
Let's
ships
go.
is I make them look like animals. The HMS
animals,
Platypus, as I called it,
That's cute. I'll give you that.
where it had a giant tail to it. And we've done spiders, we've done mechs. So it's really whatever your imagination is.
And while you can build your home among the stars the way you want to,
Oh, that's good.
you're probably not the only person who will call your ship home.
That's funny. That's pretty good. Imagine like a super serious cutscene and it just...
Engines ready.
The Frontier is fueled and ready, Captain.
That's pretty good.
Some of the members of Constellation can join you on your journey. These companions can serve on your crew, and they'll always be there when you travel.
We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
Each companion comes with their own valuable skills for your ships and outposts, as well as unique quest lines. Eventually, some friendships might blossom into romance.
I don't know that I've ever really loved anyone except you.
And if you're looking for a little extra help on your ship, you can always hire additional crew at spaceports.
Got any room on your ship for someone like me?
You'll
If you get
also
a
meet
haircut.
potential crew members out in the world.
Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship? I gotta get off this rock.
No, bye.
Assign crew to your ship or outposts, and their unique skills will affect how they run.
I like that.
And just like companions, most crew members can lend a hand in the field. Take Bosco, for instance.
He's designed around the core basics of a NASA machine.
Please avoid getting shot. You might die.
I still wanted to give it almost a humanoid personality, so I elongated the limbs. This tends to make him feel more human-like and give him a little personality.
It is a shame exploration requires so much bloodshed.
Using the shipbuilding tools and crew selection features in Starfield, you'll be able to build and captain the ship of your dreams. And now, let's take to the sky.
Now I want to see that cutscene, but with the Optimus Prime flying out.
We're putting you in the cockpit of your very own spaceship and telling you that you can do pretty much anything. And that is really cool for us as developers.
Can I fly on a
Space
planet?
flight should be exciting and dangerous. And you should feel like you're in complete control every step of the way. We've extended that sense of control to ship combat. It's not about just hitting your triggers to fire your weapons. It's a complex dance between your piloting skills and our
Anything
power
except
allocation
flying
system.
on planets. Just
Boosting
show me.
power to your engines will make your ship faster.
I like that.
Powering up the ground drives will shorten the amount of time it takes before you can make a jump. And moving your power to your weapons and shields means you're ready for a fight. You should always be on your toes because you're not alone out there. Unlocking the targeting control system skill will allow you to zero in on specific subsystems of the ship you target. After destroying an enemy ship, you can loot the remains from your cockpit. You can always turn any ship that engages you into scrap. But you can also take a more personal approach by docking with the enemy vessel and boarding their ship.
That's cool.
Once you've taken control of an enemy ship, it's yours. Add it to your fleet and retrieve it at any spaceport.
Well, I'm gonna sell it.
But space is way more than fighting for your life. Just like when you're planetside, there are plenty of sights to see and stops to make on the way to your next adventure. Like these massive star yards. Walk the halls, talk to the crew, maybe get talked into buying a whole new ship.
A civilian in my star yard. Let's see about getting you a proper ship, one worthy of you.
Maybe you'll dock with a gigantic battleship, like the UC Vigilance. Or rub elbows with the galaxy's wealthy elite on a cruise ship fit for the stars.
I'm stealing that.
There are plenty of personal encounters to be had as well. You can hail any ship you come across to trade, swap info, or maybe even commit an act of piracy.
Let's do this. When I'm playing, I generally go crazy. I definitely go like the more piracy routes. I want to take over ships. I'm going to board ships. I'm like, this is now mine. I steal all the sandwiches and put them, in my cargo hold that I have specifically for sandwiches. I don't want to play the hero, but I want to go out and just start taking things from people as quickly as possible.
Some strangers might be looking for a little human connection in the darkness of space.
That was good. The spinning sandwich.
I just finished cooking up some food. If you want to come on over, just pop on by.
Some of the best moments are the ones you discover on your own. The thing I love most about Starfield is that it is a Bethesda game through and through. It's really about going to strange new places, meeting interesting people, and getting sidetracked on zany adventures. Then realizing 2 hours later that you're involved in a completely new story.
You're human. We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
That DNA is so present here. It's in our random encounters, it's in our handcrafted quests, and it feels so cool to play it and just make your own path in this universe. There are over 1,000 planets out there, just waiting for you to visit. We want you to feel like explorers, breaking ground on new planets, exploring every inch of a mostly untouched galaxy. We want you to feel hopeful. We want you to feel this sense of awe and wonder, and sometimes a little fear. We're giving you a massive playground and a ton of toys, and just setting you free.
Hey everybody, we've shown you so much stuff, but we thought we'd just take a little break and show you something a little bit different. We put
the
so
controller
much
and
detail
headphones
into our game worlds, and we love the opportunity to bring that into the real world with our collector's editions. And for this game, we've done a watch. It is the Constellation Explorer's Watch. This is the watch that you actually get in the game that acts as part of your HUD, where it's the compass and then environmental information. It connects to your phone to give you notifications and other information. And we've also designed this really cool case that it comes with, Istvan.
Yeah, we really took as much care in designing this case as we did the watch. Our attention to detail in the game totally translates to this. Inspired by the cases that the astronauts used during the Apollo era to bring back samples from the moon. It's got an intricate locking mechanism, authentic, heavy, comes with a Constellation patch, NATO strap. And
who needs an Apple Watch Ultra when you can have that?
Something that would exist in the world, in the Starfield universe.
Oh, and hey, take this. You'll find it very useful out there, and it even tells the time.
We actually have something else. Now that we're part of Xbox, we get to work with the amazing people on the Xbox hardware team, and together we have created this custom limited edition Starfield controller. It's awesome. It is now, our favorite controller.
We love this because it's inspired by the actual controls of your spaceship. And not only that, we've created the first ever custom headset with Xbox. And this is a perfect pairing with that controller.
Operation Starship Frontier. Ready to start on your signal. Steady till ready. Coordinates input. Plotting jump course.
I hope the watch is not a scam. I mean, be honest, dude. The watch is going to be like a crappy little electronic watch. It's fun. It's cool. It connects to your phone so you can see the in-game stuff. That's cool. But it's going to be like a crappy little watch. Let's be completely honest. It's not going to replace your Apple Watch, you know?
In every one of our games, we always put so much care into all those little details that breathe life into our worlds. But Starfield isn't just a Bethesda Game Studios world, it's a Bethesda Game Studios galaxy. So why go this big with Starfield? Because we want to give you freedom on a galactic level. The freedom to experience both the exciting planets and the quiet ones. Scanning a planet before you land is a great way to get a sneak peek at the available resources you can use for crafting, building, and customizing.
I think what's cool about this whole system that we generate the planet itself as a procedural content, but the handcrafted content itself comes as the player explore. Our system builds a planet as the player approaches it, and we stitch together a block of terrain. After that, we have the system that adds interesting locations for the player to explore, creatures to encounter, ore and plants to pick up. It allows us to add that touch of environmental storytelling that Bethesda is known for.
Aggressive creatures have been disrupting our experiments. Their habitat isn't far from here. If you could take care of them for us, we would be in your debt.
So even if your friends were to visit the same planet that you had, you would have a different story to tell.
That's fine, but it's still just amazing that if you land, you're gonna have to walk multiple kilometers to get to another spot because you can't just hop in your ship and fly it 3 kilometers to the east. Like, if you could fly it on the planet, we would have seen it by now. And I know people are like, well, Luke, they already confirmed that you can't like land it yourself. I know they confirmed that there's no space to planet surface like smooth transition. There's a load screen between, but I still just assumed it's a game where they give you a spaceship and an entire planet to explore. You could use the spaceship to travel the planet. Like, come on.
Whether you want to explore and see what you can find, harvest resources and be on your way.
We haven't seen a land cruiser.
Views. With the help of your scanner, you'll chart the uncharted and discover exotic wildlife.
If you have the skills, you can even figure out that certain creatures and plants, you can build an outpost and produce resources from those plants and animals. You can get experience and rewards for fully surveying planets and fully surveying a whole system.
Am I ever satisfied?
These creatures, we really wanted to think of them as natural to the environment. We
This
didn't
is
want
like
alien monsters. We wanted
basics.
native wildlife.
Like, come on, dude.
Something you've never seen before.
I'm amazed if that's not in the game. Stunned.
When it comes to our exteriors, when the sun moves, all that light is calculated in real time through the atmosphere. Our biggest goal for lighting with Starfield was to make the game feel more filmic, to use lighting and color to really make it feel more cinematic.
How long do you think until modders add like alien farms so you can start like having your own little collection, or like animal zoos and stuff? You bring animals and aliens from all over the galaxy into like a little habitat. I'd love that. That'd be fun.
After some exploring, you can find a spot to set up a base camp. Outposts can be built almost anywhere on any planet. And the habitat modules come in all shapes and sizes, filling all different purposes, You can even live in them. Assign crew and companions to work at your outposts for added bonuses, and set up extractors to harvest resources while you're away.
Something cool we have this time is we have a new fly cam where you can toggle between on-foot building, or you can now use a top-down isometric camera, which helps plan out larger parts of the outpost and placing those larger halves. So that way you can really plan your structures and what the overall feel of your outpost is. And then when you're on your feet, you can really decorate and fine-tune things much easier.
Add crafting and research stations in your outpost to utilize any resources you find or already have.
Mod your weapons to adapt them to your playstyle. Different weapon sights and scopes, larger magazines, a selection of grips and barrels, different ammunition like explosive rounds. All you stealth players out there will surely need a suppressor. You can also choose to go hands-on with melee weapons.
A melee run of a space game?
I think it's always a delicate balance between like what's realistic, what's sim, and what's Hollywood. And I think we sort of err on the side of like what's fun for the player.
With Starfield, we've completely overhauled our combat. It's more dynamic, the animations are more fluid. It just feels great.
We probably have more mods and more weapons in this game than, I want to say, any other game we've done before. There's a lot of variety.
Upgraded gear is just one of the many factors to pay attention to when engaging in combat. You may need to switch things up based on your environment. Gravity is different for each planet, and boost packs are excellent for getting around. And for giving you an edge in combat. Sometimes you'll even feel like you're flying. Zero-gravity environments pose a different challenge. Firing a ballistic weapon in zero-G will actually push you backwards. Energy weapons, on the other hand, offer a more stable shooting experience.
We also have mag weapons. These are high-powered electromagnetic induction ballistic arrays. Each barrel has its own targeting laser and can dish out some serious damage. Whether you want to get up close and personal with your own two fists, or you like more compact weapons like pistols and submachine guns, or maybe you prefer something bigger. Starfield's got you covered.
Actually, though?
Thanks again for being
Luke
with us
Skywalker,
today. We are
playable,
just so
confirmed.
grateful that you've taken the time and spent it here. I know there was probably a lot to take in. There's a lot to the game, even more than we could show here. You know, as we play it, we're always sharing these unique and special moments that only a game like this can bring. When I think about what makes it special, it really is the people here. This game is a reflection of the incredible and passionate team that made it. All of them putting something special of themselves into it. So let's hear some of their favorite moments.
I love the way that our final combination of all the new tech has come together to create some of the most beautiful sunsets and sunrises we've ever had in any of our games.
I love the creatures, the exploration, every biome is different. The word that comes to mind is vast.
I like to use our photo mode to take rock star photos.
Photo
I
mode,
just
good
love that
inclusion.
constant feel of discovery and wow, I can't believe that there's more here.
I'm most excited about our outpost building systems.
My favorite part is every time you step out on a planet, it's a unique experience.
You spend all this time building your ship and you see it on the landing pad. These things are gigantic. It's the kind of thing that you just can't get anywhere else.
There's something about seeing a tower over in the distance
We'll return to
and
that.
going, I know the gravity's low here. I think I can make that jump.
My favorite part is biomes, spaceships,
audio design,
planets,
The day-night cycle,
Those details matter to me.
diplomacy, exploration, freedom, the ending.
Beskip, obviously.
I love the robot so much.
The incredible amount of worlds we created.
Sniper rifles, come on.
Lever action, rocket launcher, brain sprout.
What a
I
cut.
love, but some people might find creepy. I don't know. I know it's right, Ben.
The
Brain
thing that I enjoy
sprout.
most about the game is the freedom to be who you want to be, do what you want to do. It's what you've come to expect from a Bethesda title, but on a much bigger scale.
On behalf of all of us, we can't wait for you to play Starfield and make your own special moments.
Let's go. Good luck, Constellation. You are go for launch.
Starfield, nothing but Starfield. Okay. The mining helmet pack, laser cutter, premium edition, constellation skin pack, digital soundtrack, shattered space, first story, up to 5 days early access for pre-order. That, at least I'm assuming it's for pre-order. Is this a new trailer? No, this is what we already saw. Okay, yeah. So, overall, I want to hear out of 10, what did you guys think of the showcases combined? And then we're going to ask for Starfield specifically, okay? I will tell you, while you guys are putting overall scores for the entire thing in, I thought that was a pretty tremendous showcase from Xbox. I thought they had a lot of big first-party games. A lot of really impressive stuff. Surprisingly, Hellblade 2... that was probably the weakest first party trailer I think they had. It was just impossible to follow. I didn't know what I was looking at. And the last trailer was like super epic and cinematic. And this one was just inside a weird sphincter cave. So I didn't think it was very good. But everything else they showed, especially Fable, just blew me away. Fable actually like was really, really impressive. As for, and it looks like a lot of you guys are floating in the same realm. Poll, I can do a poll. We just are going to be limited in options. I think it can only go up to 5, but okay. Did you think of the showcase? I've seen some comments. We definitely have a couple of Sony ponies in here, and I'm ready for it, which is funny because people are like, Luke, you're such an Xbot. Dude, how many Xbots do you know that own 3 PS5s? Like, shut up, dude. Get banned. Good enough, maybe. And then let's do meh. Not Meg. Meh. And bad. Okay. Okay, so that's going in. This is going to be your question for the Xbox showcase. Then we'll go specific to Starfield, okay? Because I'm going to have some stuff to discuss with Starfield. Overall, I think that they showed a lot that actually was very impressive. And I'm much more confident in Starfield now than I was before. However, there are still a couple of just baffling things, which I will try to explain. Jacob, are you in here, by the way? Are you in here, Jake? Because I might have you cut what we're about to do, and you are okay. Get ready to cut this, maybe record it in real time, and we'll turn this into a main story or main channel upload. Because I'm gonna go through this here in a second. Alphatron, thank you for the 2. Sony should be embarrassed. This was way better. What I think, and I'll give Sony some credit for this, or maybe I'll try to defend them a little. What I think happened with Sony Showcase is they went to Naughty Dog and they went to Insomniac and said, you guys are going to dominate this show. And so we're going to have Last of Us Factions and Spider-Man 2, and it's going to steal the show and be amazing. And then probably in the last month or so leading up to the showcase, they found out from Bungie guys that Factions was not ready and could not be shown as it was, because whatever game they eventually launched would be way different than what they were doing. So then PlayStation was like, well, shoot, we didn't plan anything else. We don't have anybody else with trailers ready. So they had to cut The Last of Us, and that left them with just Spider-Man. It's not necessarily an excuse per se, but I think it's an explanation for why it went that way, because that leaked after the fact that PlayStation planned on showing Factions and then didn't because it was basically indefinitely delayed. So I want to give Sony a little bit of leeway there, because it sounds like it wasn't just that they were so cocky they just assumed that people would be satisfied with that. I think it was just an honest, like, well, crap kind of situation, just to be clear. But anyway, let's see what you guys thought. Overall reactions, very, very positive. Amazing or good enough. Whereas I think when we did the poll after the Sony showcase, something like 80% of you were rating it meh or lower. So that's actually pretty impressive. Now, as for Starfield, let's do another survey or poll. Nope. Hold on. Start a poll. What did you think about the Starfield showcase? Amazing. Or good enough. In other words, like, it did just what it needed to do. Meh, or it looked bad, maybe. I don't know. My answer to this, while you guys are filling in this poll, my answer to this is I think that this was good enough. I think combat looks way better. Part of it is I think they gave the controller or the mouse and keyboard to somebody that actually like knew how to play the game. Because in the last gameplay demo, it looked like maybe a marketing person was recording the gameplay, because it didn't look very good. But it seemed like they did a better job this time. Combat in general looked way better. They showed some stuff we had seen before. They talked a little bit about the story, not much, but they really were trying to focus on how vast and expansive that is. Which leads me into this next thing. I guess let me link chat real quick. Let me put this on screen, because guys, we're gonna film a video live. This is gonna go up on the main channel, okay? So get ready to represent. Be warned, if you say something naughty, you're getting permabanned and reported, so buckle up. We don't usually have problems. You guys are usually pretty chill, but still. Let's see. Hold on. Vic Number, thank you for the 5. Appreciate you. Okay. Let's get these votes in. Let's see where we're at. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Switch the lens. Oh, yeah, we were using the super wide angle lens. Do you guys like the super wide angle lens, or do you like the more narrow one that's super cinematic and has the soft background? We switched to this one because I wanted to be able to see Todd in the background. Narrow, narrow, narrow. Okay, I can use narrow. Cinematic. Okay. Watch this. You guys are going to see live what this looks like, okay? This is the lens. This is the cinematic. It's actually the same lens that's on this camera right now. But this is the lens. Okay. We're going to put it on live. Okay, so get ready because this is about to blow out. You're going to be blinded, okay? It's going to be very, very bright. Just a second while you guys vote. Make sure to vote in the poll. Okay. Oh, I left the cap on. Hold on. Hold on. I know this is bad for the camera. Spare me the lecture. I know. Okay. Okay. Angle it up a little. Okay. That's about where my head usually is. Maybe there. Actually, not bad. Okay, how's it? If I'm leaning forward, it's a little out of focus. Okay, hold on, hold on. Please hold. Please hold. That'll do. Okay. That'll do. You have my eyes pegged? You're goddamn right I do. What did he say? You heard me. You heard me. Okay. Big money. Big money. Let's finish this survey. Let's see what you got. Did they say FPS yet? I don't think so. And Phil did. Am I wrong? Phil said that we would have a clear answer. That worries me a little bit, but what are you going to do? We definitely did not get a clear answer. We sure didn't. Stefan, thank you for the 10. Honestly, went into Starfield thinking it was going to be another No Man's Sky. Better graphics after seeing all the dialogue and story depth. Can definitely can get behind this, and it blew my expectations. That's good. That's good. Hound, did the baby come? No, the baby did not come. Baby was due yesterday. Still not here. We are waiting patiently, but we have a doctor's appointment scheduled for tomorrow. So if the baby doesn't come tonight, then we'll be going in tomorrow and figuring out what we need to do. But yeah, no, it's just he's taking his time. He's a very chill baby. That rant guy, regardless of planet flying, I'm actually okay if that means planets will be more dense and fleshed out instead of having empty spaces to justify flight. Well, so let's get into this, okay? Let's end the survey here. Overall, you guys had very good impressions of Starfield as well, which is good to hear. And yes, I saw the Star Wars game, but just don't spam messages in chat. Otherwise you'll get your stuff deleted. But yeah, we saw the Star Wars game. I don't think we're going to talk too much about that, just because at the Ubisoft showcase tomorrow, they're going to be doing a gameplay demo. So might as well just wait until that. Yeah. And Fable looked badass too. Yeah, the Clockwork game looked badass. I thought Avowed looked graphically very, very dated, but it's coming from Obsidian, and they've never been about pushing graphics, so I thought that was probably okay. But yeah, that was a very good showcase, though, and that Fable intro. The guy, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting his name. The guy from IT Crowd was in it. Is it Robert O'Dowd or something like that? That was baller, and he played the giant at the top of the beanstalk. That was awesome. Okay, we're going to film this. Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready? Richard Iode. I have no idea. Okay, everybody say hi to YouTube right now, and we will get into this. Okay. Here we go. Positions, everyone. Okay, so the Starfield Xbox showcase just wrapped up. We're live right now on Luke Stevens Live. You should come over and hang out with us and all these lovely people live all the time. I would tell you like an official schedule, but it's kind of all the time right now. But all of that aside, we just got done with the showcase. We saw Starfield in its mighty glory, and overall, I think it was a pretty impressive showcase. People in general seem to have been pretty impressed with what they brought to the table. They showed a lot. We got a lot of details, and I think they did what they needed to do. However, there was one glaring thing, a concern, as it were, that I have, which Bethesda never addressed. And, you know, there's a couple things they said they would address that they didn't, as far as I'm aware right now. Maybe they did and I just missed it, but like frame rate, they never clearly stated what this will run at, which is a little concerning. But the thing that really, really worries me is that throughout the course of the entire showcase, they showed a ton of gameplay, such as this, you know, base building, all of this craziness. And in general, it looked really, really good. Huge, expansive worlds. But you'll notice whenever you were on a planet's surface, the character was walking. Whenever they showed the ships, the ship would land with an intro animation. Let me find it. And Jacob, you can just trim this up so I'm not scrubbing. Yeah. So like right here, we have the ship going towards the planet. And then when you select a landing destination, you'll see an animation like this play out where the ship actually lands at some selected position. And then every time you're out in the planet exploring, you're walking on 2 feet. Why is this concerning to me? Well, because they very carefully avoided showing any footage of a ship or any sort of vehicle operating on a planet's surface, which to me is baffling. Like, okay, if you are going to give me a spaceship and then 1,000 different planets that are the size of planets, I would expect to have some level of freedom within exploration, or at least some increased method of exploration, I guess is what I would say. Just something that makes it so I don't have to wander around on foot. Because why this is a problem is if I select to land on a planet surface, like this beautiful planet here, and I land on this hillside, and that's where the game decided to plop me down, you select it in the menu, in the mini map or whatever, and then it lands you at this spot. If you look off in the distance and you see points of interest, like, oh, over there on that mountaintop, there's something I want to go, and I want to climb this mountain over here, you have to, according to what we know now, walk there. Which some people are like, well, Luke, I've played Skyrim and I walked around that map all over the place. What's the big deal? Skyrim was not the size of a freaking planet. It wasn't. It just wasn't. It was handcrafted for you to run. And these are planet-sized planets, allegedly 1,000 of them, over 1,000 of them, sorry. And we're expected to just land at a spot on a planet and then walk around until we go back to our ship. Now, one thing that it could be, there could be a solution to this in the form of selecting a different landing spot. Like, for example, if we look at, like, right here, what you can do in the map is allegedly you can select a landing spot, like over here on this peninsula, or over here on the coast, on this island right there. Maybe we land there. Maybe that's what you would do. And then if you wanted to travel to that other peninsula, you would just fast travel up a little bit over here and do that. But again, that's just so clunky when you're building an actual spaceship. And in any other space sim game, you just get in the ship, fly it a little bit, and then you're good. Like, I don't understand how this is not a big deal to more people. And the fact that Bethesda tried so carefully not to show any footage of that happening, to me suggests, okay, well, it just doesn't happen. If you land on a planet, you walk to where you're going, and then if you want to go somewhere else on the planet, you have to go back to your ship and basically fast travel warp there. And that to me is just super underwhelming. It just is. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just lame. Is it a deal breaker? Probably not. I'm still going to play Starfield. The ship customization looks badass and super awesome. Like the idea that you can just craft whatever ship you want, whatever shape you want, with all sorts of different people working it. Like, so many parts of this game look amazing. But this is just such a baffling omission. I honestly feel like I'm missing something. Maybe they've confirmed this in interviews and this video is just totally useless and pointless. But I am amazed that they did not take the chance to show in-planet flight. And to me, it would just reflect that probably Bethesda couldn't get the data streaming working such that you could fly in real time without having massive frame drops or something happening. They just couldn't get it working, so they decided to just remove that. And if you want to explore like the map, you basically are just running around on foot. It's better than nothing, I suppose, but it is still, to me, a huge omission and kind of a big deal. It just is. Let's see. Yeah, some of you guys are in... Let me try that again. Yeah, some of you guys in chat are asking, like, why don't we have maybe like land vehicles, rovers, speed bikes, or like hovercrafts or something, just mounts in general. Maybe we do get those. I am not sure at this point. I think that would probably be a must as far as I'm concerned. But it's just baffling to me. Like, if I was going to make a game and I was like, okay, I'm going to give you a planet to explore, much less 1,000. But if I just said like a single planet that's the size of a planet, and I'm going to already give you a spaceship over here that you can use in space, I don't think it's that crazy of a thing to say, we'll just give players the spaceship to fly around on the planet as a vehicle. Limit the speed. Say it's because of the atmosphere or something. That's what every other space sim like No Man's Sky or Star Citizen, any of these other games do. Just say, oh, the atmosphere makes it so it can't go full speed on the planet's surface. You have to fly a little slower, but you can still fly it. But apparently there's just no in-planet space flight, which is shocking to me. It's amazing to me. So I honestly don't have much more to say than that. It's just an amazing omission. And if it is in the game, I don't know why they wouldn't have shown it in this, 45-minute to an hour showcase of Starfield. I think it was a full hour. It was like 45 minutes. Like, that's plenty of time to show one clip of you flying the ship on the planet's surface going from point A to point B. But apparently you can't do that. It's just not in the game. That's wild. That's a lot of data considering 1,000 planets, I think. Yeah, it's a lot of data, but it's procedurally generated. And you know, there's been many other games that have already pulled this off, including No Man's Sky, which launched broken, granted, probably like Starfield most likely will, 7 years ago in 2016. So if they could get it working with a tiny team of like 23 people, like a team of 23 people, Bethesda Game Studios should be able to swing it, I think. Am I crazy for this? When I did a survey of this like a week ago in chat, people started gaslighting me and saying, no, I'm actually really glad that it's not in the game. It'll help me with immersion. I don't know. It's just baffling to me. And I know people are like, hey, I've run around big maps before without a spaceship and it's not that big of a deal. Yes, but those games were not actual planet-sized planets. They weren't. Okay, the reason I'm saying planet-sized planets is because in a game like Outer Wilds, they're like mini planets, but they're planets, you know? So I'm clarifying, these are actual planets that you are allowed to explore, and they don't give you any vehicles to do it. It's just baffling to me, you know? Music, hold on, is that the name? Sorry, the font's small. Music is neat in chat has a countervailing point. That's not the term. That's not the word. Music is neat in chat has a contrary position. I think you're 1,000% wrong about this being a big deal. This is literally missing the forest for the trees. Like I said, I don't think it's a deal breaker. I'm still going to play the game and have a great time. It's just a baffling omission. And I think to pretend as though it's not an omission is just kind of silly. You're giving players a planet and then requiring them to fast travel, zip around when you're trying to claim that it's also about free exploration and traveling and seeing what this planet has to offer. It's just, to me, it's so clear. It's just so clear to me. But maybe I'm just delusional. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. maybe my expectations are just out of whack, or I've been spoiled by No Man's Sky and I've been spoiled by Star Citizen, these other games that have done this. But to me, it just seems like a big deal. It just seems like a big deal. Banana Braids. Luke, you're telling me you never wanted to walk the entire length of Earth? Yeah. Shocker, right? Yeah. I don't want to have to walk the entire length. It's ridiculous. That rank guy, thank you for the $5. But if you compare the detail in No Man's Sky planets compared to the detail of what they seem to be going for, their world's difference, IMO. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think they showed anything in this that No Man's Sky is not currently doing. No Man's Sky has gotten insane, frankly, with what they're doing. But, you know, that's, I guess, a separate issue. Totally legit Nigerian prince. That's an awesome username. Thank you for the 20. No seamless atmosphere to space flight, no atmosphere flight, no ground vehicles, and looks like lack of city and human settlements. Doesn't give me a good feeling. Everything else looks good, though, except facial animations. I think they said in a previous presentation that there are 4 large cities that they put most of their effort into. So 4 large cities across 1,000 planets to me seems low, but you know, if there's a bunch of smaller settlements and stuff, maybe that makes up for it. I'm not sure, but it's clear. Like, the reason I bring this up, okay, the reason I bring this up is because I think it's important to clearly understand what this game is. Todd, who is behind me and has been behind me this entire video, is a phenomenal salesman. He's a great salesman. And you know what the number one trick of sales is? You focus on the positive and you never mention the negative. Okay, if there's any negatives to the game, you don't talk about them. You just talk about the cool stuff that gets people excited. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, right? If this game is only 30 FPS on console, that's a bummer. So just don't talk about it. Ignore it. Show them the pretty stars. Show them the cool sunsets and sunrise, right? If there's no in-planet flight, don't do that. Just show the character slowly walking and then looking at a sunrise. They won't even really process it or think of it. And so a lot of people are just going to assume that, yeah, there's going to be a way to travel the planet quickly. Sure, like, of course. And they just won't realize it. So when you're thinking critically about anything, you have to evaluate the good, which these types of salespeople will present to you on a silver platter. And you also have to consider the stuff that they have hidden behind their back. And if you evaluate all of those evenly, you can come to a rationally justified position. But if all you're doing is focusing in this myopic sort of very, very limited view and perspective sort of way on what the salesman who wants you to buy this thing is trying to tell you, you're never going to have a justified position. If you go to a used car dealership and you're just listening to what the salesman is telling you, trying to get you to buy this thing, and you don't do any other research or you don't think about what he might not be telling you, then that makes you a sucker. It just does. Like, this isn't that complicated. In the space of used car dealerships, everybody agrees, don't believe everything the salesman tells you, and he's probably hiding some stuff from you. But when it comes to like video games from guys that previously straight up scammed you with Fallout 76, no, it's probably fine. It's whatever. It's whatever. So all this to say, I think the lack of planetary flight is a big bummer, and it's a huge omission from the showcase if it actually is in the game. If it's there and they just didn't show it, that's amazing to me, and that is an oopsie on their marketing team's part. However, I think it's more likely that it's just not in the game, and that's why we didn't see it. Is it a deal breaker? No, but it's a big bummer, and it's an oopsie from them. I'm still going to play the game, but that's mainly because I do this for a living, and I'm going to play it regardless because we're going to make content on it and review it and critique it and all of that good stuff. And a lot of other parts of the game look pretty good. I just want to point out that there are things that were shown, and perhaps more importantly, things that were not shown that are not all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to Starfield. I'm still skeptical of this game. I'm still concerned, and performance, as always, is always... that didn't make sense. And performance, as always, is a concern with Bethesda because it's Bethesda. What else do we have? You guys are being very generous. Let's see. Vic number 7. Thank you for the 5. Bigger issue, though, is the lack of alien races. this could have been an easy way to add more content customization, alien tech, ships, companions, etc. And maybe that's there. Maybe they just didn't show it. I don't know. But yeah, there wasn't a lot of variability there. That rank guy, I hate that every space game tries the 1,000 planets thing. I would much rather have a single handcrafted solar system than a billion procedural ones. I personally agree with you, that rank guy, but 1,000 planets definitely sounds cooler in a trailer. And Twisted Gamer, thank you for the 5. Overall, I think the game seems pretty enjoyable. Plus, I feel bad bad facial animations in a Bethesda game is a staple at this point. Yeah, no, I agree. And all of that stuff, it's, again, not deal breakers. It's just, imagine if they let us ride the robot. Yeah, actually, maybe that's the mount. In which case, I recant everything. If you can actually just ride the robot, like you used to sit on your dad's shoulders going through the zoo, you just hop up on his back and ride around. Oh, that would actually be awesome. Oh, man. Starfield literally looks like an elaborate Fallout 4 mod that Bethesda co-opted for themselves. Kind of, in a weird way. IGN played and they're talking about it right now. Okay, let's see. IGN. This?
Or what have you. But yeah, you could spend a lot of time in the very beginning of the game with the character creator and choosing your background and whatnot.
Did you get to experience a story mission start to finish?
More about in a bit. So here's the first clip. Full interview is going to air a little later today on IGN.
Okay.
Take a look at this.
This is the first new IP you've done in a couple of decades now. It's been a little while. So totally new thing. It's the biggest exclusive for Microsoft in a long time.
Gotta look at Todd.
Guided upwards to just these boundless, vast buildings. It's the biggest city we've ever made.
Pressure.
Somebody had an oopsie.
Do you kind of feel any extra pressure compared to any of the other games you've made, or you just kind of focus on what you do? I'm just sort of curious if the stuff that we talk about in the gaming community is something that goes through your head or gets talked about in the office at all.
Well, clearly, I'm aware of that, everything you said. And compared to our previous games, there's always a lot of attention on what we do. We're very fortunate. But for us, we have put so much into this game. And it is, as you said, our first new IP in over 25 years. It's our first major release in about 8 years. Yeah. So for us, we have just put so much into it that we're just doing everything we can to make the best game that we can, hope that everybody loves it. So we feel we're on the right track. And we're really fortunate, I think, with some of those things you said to get the attention. Yeah. And that we know there's a lot of people out there looking forward to it. And we just view our job as, hey, just do the best job we can do, put everything we can into the game, and I hope everyone loves it.
That's a little taste of how we've got some more coming up. But first, it was an extraordinarily unique privilege to get to play this game yesterday. So I thought I would let you guys ask me some questions about it. Now, I will preface this, an hour, which I think probably came across in the direct, an hour is nothing. Almost actually nothing at this game. Not to look the gift horse in the mouth of getting to play it for an hour, but yeah, it was not a lot of time to really dig in. I played from the beginning, and then we fast forwarded to, we loaded up another save file and kind of jumped along a couple times, but still really, really early. So I'll go to you guys first to let you ask me some stuff, and then we've got some community questions teed up as well. So, Destin, was it good? Was it good? Yeah, no, what I will honestly say is, I don't know about you guys, but what I got from the direct, which I also had a chance to watch the direct before playing it and talking to Todd so that I could prep better questions for Todd. And what I got from the direct was that this game is absolutely, the scale and scope of it's insane. And from what little I got to play it for myself, that absolutely comes across. I think people are going to be playing this game for actual years. Yeah, no joke.
So maybe you don't know the answer to this, but what PC, do you know what the build of the PC was that you were playing on?
So I played on an Xbox Series X. Yeah, I played on console, which they wanted me to say. Well, and I've got more from Todd about the console side of it coming up. Yeah. Kat?
How far in was the actual demo? Were you starting at the very beginning?
Started from the beginning.
30, 60?
Start, opening, title, and then, I don't want to necessarily ruin the opening of it for people.
I bet you got a watch.
I did get a watch. Not a real life watch, but yeah, you do get the watch. You get introduced. Yeah,
What was the character you created?
I purposely didn't spend a lot of time in the character creator because I was I knew I only had an hour. I'm I can't, and I'm also never going to see this character ever again. So I ended up just kind of choosing a preset, but I did linger with choosing your background and your traits. And there are actually so many that I don't even remember what I chose. But there's a lot of neat background choices. Now you heard him say in the direct you can change them later. There are ways that you can go about changing them.
This guy answers no questions. Well, these are layup questions. I'm wondering if this was fed to them.
They gave you a little taste of that in the direct of you might get a line of dialogue somewhere or what have you. But yeah, you could spend a lot of time in the very beginning of the game with the character creator and choosing your background and whatnot.
Did you get to experience a story mission start to finish?
Sorry, Justin, one more time.
Did you get to experience a story mission, like start to finish?
No, I was just jumping around.
Okay.
So yeah, that unfortunately was not the case. Let me go now. Let me get the IGN community involved in here.
The biggest one is if there's going to be co-op or multiplayer, which I think.
Oh no, I mean this is this is just like Todd Howard, but
how is that the biggest
this is a single
one?
player game that's probably gonna live on for as long as Skyrim has. I mean, based on the amount of content.
Guys.
So let's see. Risk Levo asks, can you talk about your take on the 1,000 planets to explore? I actually kind of see why they went with a 1,000 planets approach, but I want to know how you feel and think about it. So I did a little ship combat. I did a little bit of planet scanning, and then I was in the New Atlantis, like the main city, which I'll talk more about that. But the 1,000 planet thing, I asked Todd, so it's like how many of them are handcrafted versus procedurally generated? And he said most everything, again, you'll see this in the full interview, but most everything is procedurally generated, but there's like the quests and other things are handcrafted on top of that stuff. So that I found like, okay, that makes sense as how they would handle that. AJ asks, I just want to know if you can explore other worlds like a sci-fi Raylan Givens, or do you have to be an astronaut all the time? And no, you can. I actually think I was saying this to Todd after I finished playing for the hour. I think there are going to be people that never complete the main story. Like they'll get
awesome, Adam. Thank you.
Like going off and living, because you can crew your ship. Yeah. You could there's so many other things you can do that aren't the main story in the game that I think there are going to be plenty of people that are going to be like, yeah, I played 300 hours and I haven't finished the campaign.
I feel like I might just live in space, boarding other ships that I see along the way. Like
either,
that looks so great.
You can hail them, or you can board. Like I docked with a. Like,
this is starting to sound like those puff pieces we got for like Evolve.
Can I just like go on and shoot everyone? Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow,
so
this game is so much fun.
And it was actually a really neat little scenario where on this ship
how is nobody asking about frame rate yet?
Well, whatever the gravity generator was on the fritz, so you'd be walking along and then it would. The lights would flicker and the gravity would go off and then you'd start floating. And so then you're kind of floating around and you know, like you saw in the direct, if you have like a shotgun, you'll get blasted back. And then the gravity will come back on and you drop back to the floor. And so that allowed for some fun physics moments where I happen to have a shotgun. And so you just blast the guys and they go.
It's like Star Trek 6 where they're floating through Klingons.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Let's see here. I'll let our social team. Oh, there's actually, we'll get some more comments in here. We've got another minute and a half.
Miranda's in chat and she actually asked the question that I want to know. She said, did you get any cool dialogue options?
Yes. Yeah, there are definitely. In fact, I think one of the other tweets I saw before we came on the air was like
smoochy dialogue.
Pacifist. People asking about pacifist options. So what I can say is, when you first, there's a moment early on where you first get a weapon, but you don't have to pick it up because you get attacked. And it's minor spoilers, I guess. Shocking, there's combat in this game, but
no.
Yeah, you have a choice. So you don't have to pick up the gun if you don't want to. And I don't know how far you'll be able to get with just like sweet talking people through the conversation options, but it's definitely there. Yeah, it's absolutely.
Can you romance them?
Sorry, the cat is throwing a fit because the cat can sense that there's like a new baby coming, and so Hermione has taken to peeing and pooping all over the carpet on one of the stairs. It's been like 2 weeks of a constant like wrestling with this damn cat over this thing. So I'm just, and pregnant women are not supposed to get anywhere near cat pee. So I of course am cleaning everything up, and it's just been getting steadily worse to the point where we're like, she is just actively destroying things to throw fits about stuff. Like, does she just become an outdoor cat? At this point, I don't know. She's asking for it.
I didn't see that, but we saw that.
Yeah, we've taken her to the vet. Everything's fine. It's literally her acting out. It's her throwing fits over things. Like, she wanted into our bedroom to like sleep on the foot of our bed, which she's never done. She's never been allowed to. But she threw a fit over it and like puked and pooped right outside the door. To just be like, I'm not happy with you guys. Like, she is unironically the oh shoot, what's her name? The girl who pooped on Johnny Depp's bed. Whatever her name is. Amber Turd. She is Amber Turd. That's who this cat is. She's like asking for it.
That was mentioned in the direct. Yeah, so I know Miranda.
I'm gonna try and romance as many people as I possibly can.
Sure. I mean, well, Destin's our resident Mass Effect super fan, so that was a memorable component, of Mass Effect.
See, for me, I'm so excited that we can just punch the whole way through, basically, because you can level. Like, that's how I played Fallout, right?
Yeah.
Max charisma, max strength. So if I can't convince them, I can punch them.
Yeah, I did at one point. I ran out of ammo, but I had an axe on me, and it was very satisfying to just run up to the bad guys and beat them with the axe. All right. enough from me. You want to hear from Todd Howard. Let's take another look at a clip of my conversation with Todd Howard. This one about the game on the Xbox Series X.
You guys have always done post-release content. You know, if you've had like major paid, bigger expansions.
No, it's not DLC. God damn it, guys.
I can't imagine that you'd even want to necessarily expand this game geographically moving forward, because there's already a ton there. So like, I know you're not here to just give away announce your post-release plan, but like conceptually, how are you thinking about it, given that this is like a giant universe rather than just a continent, like in Cyrodiil and in an Elder Scrolls game?
Right, it's a great question. I mean, look, we're going to be doing a lot of add-on content for Starfield. We love doing it. Our fans love it. We will have announced sort of the first one that's going to, we're going to do a story expansion pack that's going to be coming. Our plan is to do things of varying sizes, and we've done a lot of that in our previous games, so it's something that we really like doing, our fans like. And so despite the size of the game,
it really is just a puff
as far as
piece.
Features in the future, stories and things like that. So we think this is going to gain, hopefully it's going to continue for a long time that way.
All right, that was the other one I was going to play for you in a little while, but that's all right. We were going to hear it anyway. So that was Todd talking about the post-release content plans. So you saw it on that sort of end card, that end slate of the Direct was like the first story expansion. So they've got plans. I don't know. I can't imagine they're going to add geography to this game, like Shivering Isles with Oblivion or things like that. But
I think they could add more planets. Do something like Far Harbor.
You know, we're going 1,010 planets.
I mean, just like they do really good self-contained storylines. Their expansions tend to be pretty varied, right? I mean, if you look back at Fallout 4, there were the additional items, but then you also had things like the Nuka world.
Yes.
They added whole new mechanics. So I would expect a pretty robust offering from Starfield in terms of expansions.
Yeah, I think, to head off what are probably a lot of comments that I can't see right now, I'll give my sort of overall impression of this and then let you guys keep firing away questions and we'll go back to more community ones. But I think my Twitter-friendly summary of, at least again, just scratching the surface of the surface in an hour, to me this feels like No Man's Sky with an entire full Bethesda role-playing game built on top of it. I guess another way you could phrase it would be No Man's Sky 2, in the sense of if there were to be a full sequel to No Man's Sky, well, what would you want? You'd probably want a full story, quests, characters, and that to me is what's going on in this game. It's got all the exploration of No Man's Sky. It's got the mining laser that you zap at rocks to mine resources and other stuff, but there is the entire Fallout 4-like, Skyrim-like game built on top of it with a ton of different characters. I did get to play a little bit of the main story. They asked me not to give away anything. I wouldn't want to do that, but I met some of the people from Constellation, which is that's the group of people you're going to be working with. I won't tell you why necessarily, but that becomes obvious in the first 30 minutes or so of the game. But to me, I think most people would find, Kat, you were giving a sort of gesture of approval there at the notion that I think it feels like No Man's Sky with a Bethesda RPG built on top of it.
I love No Man's Sky, and I love the concept behind it because it feels so vast, and I like spaceships, come on, but this is a passion project by Todd Howard. The guy's been talking about this since 1997, and it's clear that they're putting a lot of effort into it. I mean, we think about what do we want out of a video game? So many people want the holodeck game, the everything video game, and it feels like they're really kind of going for that with Starfield. You said, I don't think there's going to be a lot of people who don't finish the story, who just go live in this universe. That's a big Bethesda trait. I never finished Skyrim.
Yeah.
No, I moved into the Imperial capital, bought a house.
Yeah,
I married my werewolf girlfriend. Had a great time.
There's no actual questions being asked.
A lot of people in the chat are asking if there's performance mode because you played on the Xbox, and if you can't say it, that's okay. But
yeah, we'll cue Todd up to talk.
Dan Parkhurst will have it ready.
Wow, Destin.
Yeah, that's just like one of the most burning questions that I do see in chat. So
yeah,
very excited that you got to talk to Todd about it.
Yeah, he was very gracious with his time for sure. I think we're a few minutes away. Let me see if we have more community questions.
So we'll cue Todd up to talk about that.
Okay. We're curious if you can interact with like aliens or any sort of alien type species, like there's the Khajiit in the ESO universe.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't. It's funny actually. Now that you make me think about it, I don't think I saw any non-humans. I don't know. It's not to say that there aren't necessarily, but from the mostly beginning of the game part that I saw, I did not see any NPCs that were not human. I mean, you saw in the Direct there. One of the reasons that I mentioned No Man's Sky is because we saw those sort of fantastical, like alien dinosaur-looking things and like the kind of creatures, the kind of wildlife that we have.
I'm assuming they have a clip of him talking about it, which is what he was saying. We'll cue him up to talk about it. So they're getting the clip ready. Bro, who is running their stream?
Board them and take them out and raid their ship.
I can't wait to be a Reaver from Firefly, flying around with a bucket on my head, boarding ships, stealing them. It'll be great.
I got Star Trek Next Generation vibes from all the previous one because it really showed that Bethesda DNA and what your experience.
Dude, this is like embarrassing.
Doing all these different things, and you can kind of play it however you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think for me, the Starfield show. Well, okay, we're still going to do more deep dives into Starfield, right?
We got plenty of time. Don't worry about that.
All right, great, cool. Because I can go more into depth on why the first part didn't really hit with me. But it was this part where in space where you can board the ships, you can bring them around, and once you conquer them, it's yours. It didn't really quite hit me that I wanted to play this game until then. So, which we can obviously go into more detail about, but yeah, I don't know.
I hear you on that. Not everything's for everybody, you know? Like, I don't like the building of the outpost aspect. Like, I didn't like that in Fallout 4.
Me neither.
So I imagine I may not do that much in this one, but I love the idea of making a dumb mech ship that flies all weird. Like, that, I was like, oh yeah, that's totally me. So like, I like that it has something for sort of every player.
Yeah, maybe you can make the docking port like the hand on your mech. Just reach out and grab a ship. That'd be cool.
I will say quickly in the last like 20 seconds before we go to our next break, the New Atlantis was probably the highlight of it for me, which was one of the things I was looking.
Bro, they just straight up blew past that 30 FPS, 60 FPS question. That's amazing. Hold on, let me see if on Twitter anybody has it. Starfield 30. That's amazing. Yeah, I don't see anybody. Yeah, everybody on Twitter is like, is it like 30 or is it 60? Is it 30 or 60? Man. I don't know, man. I think if it was 60, they would have said it. Like, am I crazy for thinking that? That was just a layup. I don't know how they wouldn't. Galhop, it definitely has the Bethesda stank. Do you think there could be any intelligent alien life in the game? To me, it also seems like it's gotta be, right? Like, how do you do a space game without aliens in it? I don't know. I mean, there are aliens in it. They're like animals, but no intelligent alien life. I don't know, man. I guess, Jacob, let's wrap up this video we were doing. It's 30, get over yourself. Todd has said they prefer graphics over FPS. Then where are the graphics? Big mad. Big mad. Ree! This is one of those where it's like a Poe. I don't know if this is real or if this is somebody just memeing. Like, I think it's probably memeing. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, me mad, me smash. Yeah, see, a gamer is joking, but you can't tell the difference between the joking and somebody being serious and like actually being like, actually. So anyway, let's wrap this up. But anyway, to wrap all of this up, I want to be very clear. I think Starfield looks great in a lot of ways. I think this Xbox showcase was phenomenal, especially stuff like they showed with Fable. I thought Hellblade 2 was actually a pretty crappy trailer. I thought that was bafflingly bad coming from such an amazing team. But all told, I think they really knocked it out of the park today. I just think that Starfield has made a couple of really weird decisions. Their avoidance of discussing 60 FPS. We even just went in and tried watching some of the IGN showcase thing that they're doing for this after the stream, and it's pretty embarrassing. Honestly, it's just like a straight up puff piece. They were asked by their chat, hey, does it have a performance mode? They asked the guy that is actually playing the game or played the game yesterday for an hour, and he just said, yeah, we'll talk about that later. Just didn't address it. Like, embarrassingly just avoiding questions, and they call themselves journalists. It's amazing to me. But things like the 60 FPS is a bummer. Is it a deal breaker? No. Some of the best games of all time released at 30. It's really not that big of a deal, but it's still a bummer. Let's just call a horse a horse. That's what it is, okay? As for the no in-planet flight, that's a bummer. Is it a deal breaker? Probably not. But I want to be clear about the bummers and the good things. Otherwise, we're just being fanboys hyping something up and refusing to acknowledge reality. And that's dumb. That's why I have an entire t-shirt. Hold on, let me pull it up, Jake. There you go. That's why I have an entire t-shirt on my online store, lukestevensTV.com. Check it out today. That's just hype makes you stupid, because hype makes you stupid. It makes you turn off your brain. You no longer clearly evaluate the good and the bad, and you just turn into a crazed fanboy who's borderline delusional. We try to avoid that on this channel, which is why I love every single one of you guys so much. But I just want to be clear when there's good and when there's bad, so that we don't waste any time or, you know, do anything really, really stupid. Everybody say with me in chat, hype makes you stupid. Hold on. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, dude, we got to end on this super chat. Here, maybe I can, hold on. Let me see if I can screen cap it. Here, let me do this. Bloop. And then I have to pull up paint, then crop, and then we'll just zoom in here. And thank you for the super chat, Devil-Eyed Elvis. This was really funny. Anyone else finding it funny? It seems we've announced more, or hold on, let me try that again. And this super chat to end was really, really funny. Thank you for the 10, Devil-Eyed Elvis. Anyone else finding it funny? It seems we've announced aliens in real life this week, and yet none in Starfield. Which, to be clear, in the Starfield Direct, they didn't show or make it clear if there are aliens, like intelligent aliens anywhere. It seems like every NPC you find in the game, from what we've seen, are humanoids or just like straight up humans, and that's it, which was a little strange, but who knows? Maybe there are aliens and they just want to keep it secret for the story. I don't know. The guy at IGN that got to play an hour of Starfield and talk with them about it, he said that he didn't see any, so it is funny. Yes, I'll grant you that we have this week seen more aliens in real life, allegedly, than we did in Starfield, but you know, what are you gonna do? Oh man. And thank you, Caleb, for that. Thank you. But yeah, let me grab Todd out. But anyway, all told, I think the game's gonna be awesome. From what we've seen, I do think though it's probably gonna launch pretty broken. It's probably gonna be really buggy, because every Bethesda game is, and I'm sure it's gonna have weird quirks like no in-planet flight or anything like that. So you're gonna be flying a spaceship, and instead of flying it a kilometer or two to get to your next objective, you have to walk on foot, because that makes total sense. But you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. Hopefully it's just awesome. But until then, we will put Todd away. Oh, Todd, we'll put you away until you emerge from cryo sleep again sometime in the future. But all told, well done, Xbox. Well done, Bethesda. I know there's some quirks with it, but I think overall this show was pretty phenomenal. And I think you won the summer showcase competition, amazingly enough. 2 months ago, nobody thought it was possible, and now it seems like a slam dunk. So, well done. But anyway, hold on, let me do this. But anyway, if you want to see more videos of me complaining about video games, even though they're just video games and I'm a grown adult, make sure to subscribe and like the video for more. Thanks for watching. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye. There you go. Oh, man. I think they did a good job, but there are a couple of things that were just baffling. So we shall see. Yeah, again, they've still not confirmed it's 30. Anyway, what are you gonna do? Drink every time he says baffling? Yeah. Where can I get a Todd like that, Luke? I got it on, Googled Todd Howard cardboard cutout. I found it on like a British company's website. But it was expensive. It was like $70 or $80 or something. It was a lot. PC Game Showcase. I have to go clean up that cat poop. So I got to go do that, unfortunately. So I'm going to go do that. And if there's something really cool at the PC Showcase, then I might hop on later and we can talk about it, but we'll see. We'll see. I really like the Starfield watch. Like I said, it's going to be like a fun little gimmicky thing, but it's not like it's going to replace your Apple Watch. You know, it's going to be like a crappy collectible watch. So it's going to be fine, but it just is what it is. If it was 60, they would have announced it. The silence is deafening. Yeah, the IGN guy. It sounded like he was saying, "Oh, we're gonna set Todd up to talk about that," which to me is just a sign that they probably had him answer it, and then they're just gonna play that video later. But I don't know. The watch is live. It's $300. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Phil lied again. They said they were going to tell us FPS. What I think he said was that there was, like, from the showcase, we would have a clear answer of 30 versus 60. I took that as in the showcase, we would have it. Apparently, he took that as in the media coverage from the event, we will have a clear answer. That includes the interviews he did with IGN. And then seemingly IGN is just milking this and taking their sweet time telling us what he said about 30 versus 60 so they can get all the clicks from it. So how often do I make love to Cardboard Todd? It's not really love. It's more lust, if I'm being real. Well, Dante, there were a couple of segments where I thought it looked 60, but the problem is you don't know if it's running on Series X or if it's running on PC. They said, I think, that it was running on PC on Xbox settings. So it looked like it would on Xbox, but not necessarily the same frame rate. Proto, did I get invited to Cyberpunk Play Days, Luke? Like months ago, I got in. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but months ago, we got reached out to and they were like, "Hey, are you interested?" And they gave us like a brief rundown. And I told them, like, sorry, but anything around June 10th, I can't do, especially if it involves flights, because my wife is pregnant and due on the 10th. So we're like, if it's anything having to do with in person, unfortunately, I just can't do it. Probably anytime plus or minus 2 weeks, just being real. We had to turn down an event even in early May because like it was a company that was going to fly me out to LA to play an upcoming game, and I had to say no because we had like baby doctor appointments and stuff, and so it's kind of thrown everything a little bit for a loop. But yeah, it just is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to like miss the birth of my child to go play Phantom Liberty. Like, come on, dude. You know? So it just wasn't lining up. So I never got, I guess, an official invitation, like with the email, like the thing I got for The Last of Us HBO, where they sent the email and were like, here's the place, here's this, blah, blah, full invitation. Went to my spam folder. Didn't get it. Big oopsie. Could have been on the red carpet and seen the whole thing early, but check your spam folder, folks. Oops. Oh, man. But you would miss it if you could fly on a planet in Starfield, Luke. Yeah. Sony got blasted because they showed captured on PC footage. The reason I think they all should get kind of made fun of for it. But the reason PlayStation especially got made fun of for it is because they were selling these games as like PlayStation console exclusives. And like, yeah, this is the PlayStation event. And then it's just footage from a PC build. So it's not actually very useful to figure out what you're going to get. So yeah, when my son was born, I played Phantom Liberty. Everybody's like, I totally understand. Yeah, Idris Elba, more important than babies. I think we're all witnessing Microsoft money at work here. Oh, always. Microsoft's got that fat stack. Fat stack. Man, I want me some Armored Core. I am actually surprised we didn't see any Armored Core at any of these events because it's coming allegedly pretty soon and we still haven't seen like anything. So yeah, that was surprising. I'd take a janky but more explorable game like Starfield than something like Spider-Man 2 any day. Okay. Cool. Nice. Banana Brains. Uh-oh, Banana's going crazy. Starfield's graphics suck. The frame rate is 30. The characters are bland. The voice acting is bad. The writing is awful. The gameplay is outdated. Will I be buying it day one? Hell yeah, I am. It seems like that's everybody's position. They're like, yeah, the graphics aren't that good. And yeah, the gunplay's not that good. And technologically, yeah, it's out of date. And yeah, it runs poorly. And yeah, it's coming from a company that I don't like, but I'm going to buy it. Tanashi, I think graphics compared to Bethesda games looked good. If you think that those graphics in Starfield are anywhere near what the competition is doing, I would go try some of those other competing AAA open world games because some of the stuff they're doing is wild. Wild. I think specifically we should be clear, Justin. I think what we're referring to when we talk about graphics, we're talking about the whole package. I think environmental graphics looked pretty good. I thought like foliage looked pretty good. I thought the like sunsets and the landscapes and stuff like that, I thought that looked really good. Where it did not look good was with like NPCs, human faces, skin, subsurface scattering, things like that, which BGS games have always struggled with, but they still just don't look very good this time around. But when you're talking about graphics, you're looking at the whole package, not just this screenshot of this thing looks good. You know, there's more to it than that. S. Glenn, thank you for the 5. With No Man's Sky procedural worlds, I felt once you explore a few square miles, you've seen everything to see on a planet. I hope Starfield is different. I think it's probably going to be the same thing. And maybe that's why they justified in their minds having no intraplanetary exploration, right? I think that's the correct usage of that. So maybe that's why they decided, because they're like, honestly, we did play tests, and when players could just fly anywhere on the planet, they didn't actually find it more interesting. So we just got rid of it because it was more hassle than it was worth. Maybe that's what they did, but it still feels like it's missing a pretty significant feature, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna go check in on the missus, make sure everything's good with baby and all of that. You guys stay safe. I'm checking. No, still, I don't see any clear confirmation of 30 versus 60, but I'm guessing. Anyway, much love, everybody. Stay safe out there. Thanks for chilling with me during the stream today. It was awesome, besides the one crash we had. But all told, we will have Ubisoft stuff to talk about tomorrow, and it's going to be awesome. So I look forward to seeing you then. If we're not having a baby, we'll see. Much love. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.